In kitchens across America decades ago, families gathered around tables where beef was the star of the meal, a symbol of hearty comfort and tradition. Yet over the years, many of these classic recipes have faded into obscurity. Today, we're bringing them back to life, honoring the rich flavors and the resourceful cooks who made these dishes their own, even when times were tough and ingredients were scarce. Beef stroganoff, vintage Russian style.
Today there are many variations on the classic Russian dish beef stroganoff, but I wanted to go back and see what the original would have tasted like, so I am recreating this recipe from 1871.
Beef stroganoff, once a symbol of sophistication at dinner parties, began its life as a humble Russian family meal. Unlike the creamy, fast food version we know today, the original recipe celebrated the tender beef itself, showcasing it without overwhelming it with heavy sauces. The aroma of sautéed beef filled the air, creating a comforting and simple yet indulgent dish. This classic version of beef stroganoff relies on a few key ingredients to create a light, velvety sauce: tender beef, Dijon mustard for a tangy kick, and sour cream to smooth the texture. It has its origins in Russian aristocracy, where chefs of the Stroganoff family perfected the dish as a fine, elegant meal. The beef tenderloin, sliced thin, is the star of the dish, offering a delicate texture that doesn't require elaborate preparation. The addition of Dijon mustard adds depth, while the sour cream creates a creamy sauce that beautifully coats the beef. Sautéed onions add a savory sweetness, and salt and pepper bring everything together. You can make the dish with LB beef tenderloin, sliced thin, 2 tablespoons butter, 1 small onion, chopped, 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard, 1 cup sour cream, salt and pepper. To taste, fresh parsley for garnish. Heat the butter in a large skillet over medium-high heat. Add the beef slices and cook for 2 to 3 minutes per side until lightly browned but not overdone. Remove the beef and set it aside. In the same skillet, sauté the chopped onions for 5 to 6 minutes until soft and translucent. Stir in the Dijon mustard and cook for another minute to combine the flavors. Add the sour cream, stirring until smooth. Return the beef to the skillet, tossing it gently in the sauce. Let everything simmer for 10 minutes to allow the flavors to meld. Season with salt and pepper to taste and garnish with fresh parsley. Serve over egg noodles or a slice of hearty bread for a meal fit for any occasion. Beef Wellington, the grand feast.
Beef Wellington is one of those dishes everybody knows about. You've seen Gordon Ramsay react to it on social media. Every time someone makes a very questionable one, he's on it.
Beef Wellington is the epitome of luxury, often associated with grand dinners and special occasions. This rich dish features tender beef, duxelle, a finely chopped mushroom mixture, and prosciutto, all wrapped in a golden puff pastry. Once the centerpiece of holiday feasts, it has fallen out of favor for being seen as too fancy or time-consuming, but its undeniable magic makes the effort worthwhile. The origins of beef Wellington are debated, with some tracing it to 19th century British aristocracy. It's commonly thought to be named after the Duke of Wellington, hero of the Battle of Waterloo, though others argue it's a British twist on French beef en croûte. Regardless of its history, when beef Wellington is served, it's a showstopper, bold, opulent, and unforgettable. The preparation is key. Beef tenderloin is seared to lock in flavor, then coated with duxelle, finely chopped mushrooms cooked with butter and onions, lending an earthy richness. Prosciutto, laid around the beef, provides a salty contrast to the richness of the beef and pastry. Finally, the beef is wrapped in puff pastry, brushed with egg wash, and baked to golden perfection. The result is a dish that exudes old-school elegance and is sure to impress. You can make the dish with 1 whole beef tenderloin, about 2 palaubs, 1 tablespoon olive oil, 1 pausade mushrooms, finely chopped, 1 small onion, minced, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 2 tablespoons butter, 1/2 cup dry white wine, 1/4 cup Dijon mustard, 8 slices prosciutto, 1 package puff pastry, thawed, 1 egg, beaten. Start by heating olive oil in a hot skillet and searing the beef tenderloin on all sides until golden brown, about 2 to 3 minutes per side. Remove the beef, let it cool slightly, then brush generously with Dijon mustard. Next, make the mushroom duxelles. In the same skillet, melt butter over medium heat. Sauté the onions and garlic until soft, then add the chopped mushrooms. Cook until the moisture evaporates, leaving a dry, concentrated mixture. Stir in white wine and cook until the liquid evaporates. Lay out the prosciutto on plastic wrap, spread the mushroom mixture on top, then place the beef in the center. Roll it up tightly in the prosciutto. Roll out the puff pastry on a floured surface, place the beef in the center, and wrap it up, sealing the edges. Brush the pastry with beaten egg. Bake at 400 degrees for 30 minutes, or until golden and crisp. Let the Wellington rest for 10 minutes before slicing and serving. Beef and kidney pie.
Today I'll show you how I made this deliciously tasty steak and kidney pie.
The humble beef and kidney pie is one of those dishes that's as old as the hills, but you won't find it on many menus these days. Once a staple of British cuisine, this hearty, comforting pie made use of offcuts and organ meats, which were often overlooked in favor of more glamorous cuts. But don't let the name fool you. The kidneys lend a rich, meaty depth to the dish that's hard to replicate with any other cut of beef. It's the perfect example of how resourceful home cooks once made the most of what they had, turning something that might seem unappealing into a dish beloved by many. This savory pie features tender beef stew meat and finely chopped kidneys, cooked in a rich, thick gravy with onions and herbs, all encased in a golden, flaky pastry. It's a satisfying, stick-to-your-ribs meal, perfect for those chilly evenings when you need something that feels like a warm hug from the inside. As you slice through the golden crust, the savory aroma of beef and kidney wafts up, promising a meal that's both rustic and refined in its own way. This dish is all about balance. The slight tang of the kidney melds with the beef, while the herbs add just the right touch of earthiness. You can make the dish with 1 whole beef tenderloin, about 2 palmolives, 1 tablespoon olive oil, 1 flavorful mushrooms, finely chopped, 1 small onion, minced, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 2 tablespoons butter, ½ cup dry white wine, 1/4 cup Dijon mustard, 8 slices prosciutto, 1 package puff pastry, thawed, 1 egg, beaten. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees. In a large pot, heat some oil and brown the beef stew meat and chopped kidney. Once browned, remove from the pot and set aside. In the same pot, cook the chopped onion until softened and golden. Stir in the flour, creating a roux, and cook for a minute or two. Gradually add the beef broth, stirring constantly to avoid lumps. Bring the mixture to a simmer and cook until it thickens. Add the thyme, black pepper, and salt, then return the meat to the pot. Let everything simmer for about 45 minutes until the meat is tender and the sauce is thick. Roll out the short crust pastry on a floured surface. Line a pie dish with the pastry, pour in the beef and kidney mixture, then cover with another layer of pastry. Crimp the edges to seal the pie and brush with the beaten egg. Bake for 30-35 minutes, or until the pastry is golden and crisp. Let the pie rest for a few minutes before serving. Beef heart stew, a true farm-to-table meal. Now, here's a dish that might sound a bit unconventional, but it's one that was once cherished for its deep flavor and rich texture. Beef heart stew was a farm-to-table meal before the phrase was even a thing. This dish makes use of the often overlooked beef heart, a cut packed with nutrients and a bold flavor that's perfect for slow cooking. In times past, when people couldn't afford to be wasteful, they made the most of every part of the animal. The heart, often discarded by modern butchers, was slow cooked into a hearty stew that could feed a family for days. Beef heart is a muscular organ, so it's not tender in the same way as, say, a tenderloin, but that's the beauty of this stew. It's cooked low and slow, allowing the meat to become meltingly tender, while the flavors of the broth and vegetables soak into every bite. There's something incredibly satisfying about the deep, rich flavor that the beef heart imparts. This stew is the kind of meal that sticks to your ribs and makes you feel warm and nourished from the inside out. The secret to making this dish shine lies in the simplicity of the ingredients. Potatoes, carrots, and onions create a sturdy base, while the beef heart provides a rich, beefy flavor. With a little salt, pepper, and a few sprigs of thyme, this stew becomes a filling, flavorful meal. Plus, it's a great reminder that sometimes the best meals come from making use of every part of an animal, turning what might seem like an unappealing cut into something extraordinary. You can make the dish with 1 beef heart, cleaned and diced, 2 tablespoons vegetable oil, 1 onion, chopped, 3 carrots, sliced, 3 potatoes, diced, 4 cups beef broth, 2 teaspoons dried oregano, 1 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. Begin by heating the vegetable oil in a large pot over medium-high heat. Add the diced beef heart and brown it on all sides, about 5 minutes. Once the heart is browned, remove it from the pot and set it aside. In the same pot, add the chopped onion and saute it until soft and golden, about 5 minutes. Add the sliced carrots and diced potatoes, stirring to combine with the onions. Then, return the beef heart to the pot. Pour in the beef broth, followed by the oregano, salt, and black pepper. Bring the stew to a boil, then reduce the heat to low. Let it simmer, covered, for 2 hours, or until the beef heart is tender and the flavors have melded together. Taste and adjust seasoning if needed. Serve the stew hot with some crusty bread on the side to soak up the delicious broth. It's a rustic, satisfying dish that makes the most of the humble beef heart. Corned beef hash. Corned beef hash is one of those classic comfort foods that's been a staple in kitchens for generations. Originally a way to use up leftovers from the traditional corned beef and cabbage dinner, this dish has become an iconic breakfast for many. There's something wonderfully nostalgic about a plate of crispy corned beef hash, especially when paired with a perfectly fried egg on top. It's a meal that's equal parts hearty and satisfying, with flavors that evoke a simpler time. The beauty of corned beef hash lies in its simplicity. It's a dish that uses what's already available in your fridge, making it both resourceful and satisfying. The corned beef, with its salty and savory flavor, is mixed with tender potatoes and sautéed onions, then fried to golden perfection. The crispy bits that form during the frying process are the little treasures of this dish, offering a satisfying crunch that contrasts beautifully with the soft, tender potatoes. This dish was once a go-to for busy mornings, providing a filling meal that could feed the whole family. While many have moved on to more extravagant breakfast options, there's something undeniably comforting about a plate of corned beef hash. It's the perfect breakfast for those lazy weekends when you want something filling but don't feel like spending hours in the kitchen. You can make the dish with 2 cups cooked corned beef, chopped, 2 large potatoes, peeled and diced, 1 onion, chopped, 2 tablespoons butter, 2 eggs, optional for frying, salt and pepper to taste. Begin by cooking the diced potatoes in a large skillet with the butter over medium heat. Sauté them for about 10 minutes, stirring occasionally until the potatoes are golden brown and cooked through. Add the chopped onion and cook until softened, about 5 more minutes. Stir in the chopped corned beef, breaking it up with your spatula, and continue to cook until the beef is heated through and slightly crispy, about 5 more minutes. While the hash is cooking, heat a separate pan over medium heat and fry the eggs to your liking, sunny side up, scrambled, or however you prefer. Once the corned beef hash is crispy and golden, season with salt and pepper to taste. Plate the hash and top with the fried eggs. Serve with toast or a side of fruit if desired. It's a breakfast that's as hearty as it is nostalgic, the perfect way to start any day. Beef bourguignon, classic French stew. Beef bourguignon is the dish that makes you feel like you've stepped into a French bistro in the heart of Paris. Rich, hearty, and full of deep, complex flavors, this French classic is the epitome of slow-cooked comfort food. Though it may sound intimidating at first, with its long list of ingredients and slow cooking process, this dish is well worth the time and effort. Plus, there's something incredibly rewarding about making a dish that's been loved by generations of French home cooks. The key to beef bourguignon lies in the slow braising of the beef, which allows the meat to soak up the flavors of the wine, broth, and herbs. The combination of beef, red wine, onions, carrots, and mushrooms creates a sauce that's rich, velvety, and packed with flavor. It's the kind of dish that fills your kitchen with the most intoxicating aromas, inviting everyone to gather around the table and share in the experience. Traditionally, beef bourguignon is made with Burgundy wine, but don't stress if you don't have it. Any full-bodied red wine will do. The wine adds depth and richness to the sauce, while the long cooking time ensures that the beef becomes tender and infused with flavor. It's a dish that requires patience, but when it's finally ready, you'll understand why it's been a French favorite for centuries. You can make the dish with 2 kilograms beef stew meat, 1 bottle red wine, preferably Burgundy, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1 onion, chopped, 2 carrots, sliced, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 2 cups beef broth, 2 tablespoons tomato paste, 1 teaspoon thyme, 2 bay leaves, 1/2 your mushrooms, sliced, salt and pepper to taste. Begin by marinating the beef stew meat in the red wine for at least 4 hours, or overnight if possible. In a large Dutch oven, heat the olive oil over medium-high heat. Remove the beef from the marinade and pat it dry. Brown the beef in batches, ensuring each piece gets a nice sear. Once browned, remove the beef and set it aside. In the same pot, sauté the chopped onion, carrots, and garlic until softened, about 5 minutes. Stir in the tomato paste and cook for another 2 minutes. Add the beef back to the pot, followed by the wine marinade, beef broth, thyme, and bay leaves. Bring to a boil, then reduce the heat to low and let it simmer for 2 to 3 hours, or until the beef is tender and the sauce has thickened. In the last 30 minutes of cooking, sauté the mushrooms in a separate pan until golden, then add them to the stew. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Serve hot with mashed potatoes or crusty bread to soak up the delicious sauce. This is a dish made for sharing, and once you've tasted it, you'll understand why it's a timeless classic. Beef and barley soup, hearty and wholesome. There's nothing quite like a big pot of beef and barley soup simmering away on the stove. This humble dish is the kind of meal that makes you feel at home, no matter where you are. A true staple in kitchens across the world, beef and barley soup was once a go-to for families looking for something hearty and filling, especially during the colder months. The beauty of this soup lies in its balance of simple, nutritious. You can make the dish with tender chunks of beef, earthy barley, and an assortment of vegetables in a rich, flavorful broth. It's a meal that nourishes both body and soul. Beef and barley soup was a meal that could feed a crowd without breaking the bank, making it an ideal dish for large families or gatherings. The barley, which was inexpensive and hearty, helped stretch the beef further, while still providing a filling, nutritious base. Over time, it became a go-to comfort food, offering a warm, savory respite from chilly days. The secret to a great beef and barley soup lies in letting the flavors meld together over time. The beef slowly breaks down into the broth, enriching it with its flavor, while the barley absorbs all the goodness. Carrots, celery, and onions add sweetness and depth, while herbs like thyme and bay leaves lend the soup a fragrant, aromatic quality. The result is a thick, savory soup that's both comforting and satisfying, perfect for any occasion. You can make the dish with 1 or beef stew meat cut into chunks, 1/2 cup barley, 1 onion, chopped, 2 carrots, sliced, 2 celery stalks, chopped, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 6 cups beef broth, 2 teaspoons dried thyme, 2 bay leaves, salt and pepper to taste, 2 tablespoons olive oil. In a large pot, heat the olive oil over medium-high heat. Brown the beef chunks in batches, ensuring that each piece is nicely seared on all sides. Once browned, remove the beef and set it aside. In the same pot, add the chopped onion, carrots, celery, and garlic. Sauté for about 5 minutes until the vegetables are softened. Stir in the barley, allowing it to toast lightly with the vegetables for another 2 minutes. Next, return the beef to the pot and pour in the beef broth. Add the thyme, bay leaves, salt, and pepper. Bring the soup to a boil, then reduce the heat and let it simmer, covered, for about 1.5 hours, or until the beef is tender and the barley has absorbed the flavors of the broth. Taste and adjust the seasoning as needed. Serve hot with a slice of crusty bread for dipping, and you've got a meal that will warm you from the inside out. Beef empanadas, a handheld classic. Empanadas have a rich, multicultural history that stretches across Latin America, Spain, and even the Philippines. These portable pockets of deliciousness are often filled with seasoned meat, vegetables, and spices, then wrapped in a flaky pastry and baked or fried to perfection. While beef empanadas are just one variation, they've become a beloved comfort food around the world. Once a humble dish, empanadas have made their way into countless kitchens, offering a crispy, savory bite that's perfect for any time of day. Beef empanadas were originally created as a way to make use of leftovers, often turning yesterday's roast beef into something new and exciting. The beef is typically seasoned with a combination of onions, garlic, olives, and hard-boiled eggs, creating a flavorful and hearty filling. The dough, whether made from scratch or store-bought, is then folded around the filling, creating a neat little package that can be baked or fried. It's a perfect meal for any busy cook because it can be prepared ahead of time and stored in the freezer for whenever hunger strikes. The flavors of beef empanadas are bright and savory, with the slightly tangy kick of olives and the richness of the beef. The dough, once crisped to golden perfection, forms the ideal contrast to the tender, flavorful filling inside. Whether served as a snack, appetizer, or main course, these beef empanadas never fail to impress. You can make the dish with 1 club ground beef, 1 onion, finely chopped, 2 cloves garlic, minced, ½ cup green olives, chopped, 2 hard-boiled eggs, chopped, 1 teaspoon cumin, 1/2 teaspoon paprika, salt and pepper to taste, 1 package empanada dough discs, or make your own, 1 egg, beaten for egg wash, vegetable oil for frying, if frying. In a large skillet, heat a little olive oil over medium heat and cook the ground beef until browned, breaking it up with a spoon as it cooks. Add the chopped onion and garlic and sauté until softened, about 5 minutes. Stir in the chopped olives, hard-boiled eggs, cumin, paprika, salt, and pepper. Let the mixture cook for another 2 to 3 minutes until everything is well combined. Remove from heat and let it cool to room temperature. Once the beef mixture has cooled, place a spoonful of filling in the center of each empanada dough disc. Fold the dough over to create a half-moon shape and press the edges together with a fork to seal. Brush each empanada with a beaten egg to give it a nice golden finish. To bake, preheat your oven to 375 degrees and place the empanadas on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Bake for about 25 to 30 minutes or until golden and crisp. Alternatively, to fry, heat vegetable oil in a deep pan over medium heat and fry the empanadas in batches for about 3 to 4 minutes per side until golden brown. Let them drain on paper towels before serving. Beef tacos, the classic Tex-Mex favorite. Tacos are the epitome of comfort food, and beef tacos are the crowd-pleasing classic. Whether you're enjoying them on a Tuesday night with family or serving them up at a party, beef tacos are a versatile and delicious choice that's loved by people of all ages. The beauty of a great beef taco lies in its simplicity. Seasoned ground beef wrapped in a warm corn or flour tortilla and topped with fresh, vibrant ingredients. It's a dish that doesn't require much to be spectacular, yet it's always a hit. Ground beef tacos have been around for generations, but their rise to popularity in American kitchens is largely thanks to the Tex-Mex movement of the 20th century. This style of cooking brought together flavors from both Texas and Mexico, resulting in a hybrid cuisine that became a beloved part of the American food landscape. The beef is seasoned with a mix of spices like cumin, chili powder, garlic, and onion, creating a rich, savory filling that pairs perfectly with crisp lettuce, juicy tomatoes, and a sprinkle of cheese. Whether you're making tacos for a quick weeknight meal or preparing them for a fun family gathering, beef tacos are easy to assemble and full of flavor. The mix of textures, from the crunchy taco shell to the tender beef filling, is simply irresistible. And with a variety of toppings to choose from, each taco can be customized to suit everyone's taste. You can make the dish with 1 palpitares ground beef, 1 onion chopped, 2 cloves garlic minced, 1 packet taco seasoning, or use your own mix of cumin, chili powder, paprika, and salt. 1/2 cup water, 8 taco shells, soft or hard. Toppings: shredded lettuce, diced tomatoes, shredded cheese, sour cream, salsa. In a skillet, cook the ground beef over medium-high heat until browned, breaking it up with a spoon as it cooks. Add the chopped onion and garlic and cook until softened, about 5 minutes. Stir in the taco seasoning and water and simmer for 10 minutes, allowing the flavors to meld and the mixture to thicken. Taste and adjust seasoning if necessary. While the beef mixture is simmering, warm the taco shells according to the package instructions. Once the beef is ready, spoon it into each taco shell. Top with shredded lettuce, diced tomatoes, shredded cheese, sour cream, and salsa to your liking. Serve immediately and enjoy the perfect bite of beefy goodness in every crunchy, flavorful taco. It's a meal that's as simple as it is satisfying. Beef pot pie, a classic comfort. Beef pot pie is the perfect comfort food, hearty, satisfying, and filled with nostalgia. It combines tender beef, vegetables, and a rich gravy, all enclosed in a golden, flaky pastry crust. Though chicken pot pie often steals the spotlight, beef pot pie has a special place in many hearts, with its history rooted in English cuisine, where hearty pies were a way to use leftovers in a delicious, filling meal. The simplicity and versatility of beef pot pie make it a timeless classic. You can use any suitable beef cut for stewing, and the vegetables, carrots, peas, and potatoes, add color, texture, and flavor. The key to its richness is the sauce made with beef broth and flour, which thickens into a savory, comforting base for the tender beef and veggies. The buttery, flaky pie crust is the finishing touch, giving the dish its satisfying texture. Whether made from scratch or using store-bought pastry, beef pot pie is always a comforting, savory meal that feels like home. It's also great for make-ahead meals, as you can prepare it in advance and store it in the freezer for busy nights when you crave something filling and comforting. You can make the dish with 1 plau bees, whole beef stew, meat cubed, 2 tablespoons vegetable oil, 1 onion, chopped, 2 carrots, diced, 2 potatoes, peeled and diced, 1 cup peas, fresh or frozen, 2 cups beef broth, 1/4 cup flour, 1 teaspoon dried thyme, salt and pepper to taste, 1 package pie crust or homemade, 1 egg, beaten for egg wash. In a large pot, heat the vegetable oil over medium-high heat. Add the beef stew meat and brown it on all sides, about 5 to 7 minutes. Remove the beef and set it aside. In the same pot, sauté the chopped onion, carrots, and potatoes for 5 minutes. Stir in the flour and cook for another minute to form a roux. Slowly add the beef broth, stirring constantly to avoid lumps. Bring to a simmer and cook for 10 minutes until the sauce thickens. Add the peas, thyme, salt, and pepper, and cook for another 5 minutes. Taste and adjust seasoning as needed. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees F. Roll out the pie crust and line a pie dish with 1 sheet. Pour the beef and vegetable mixture into the crust, cover with the second crust, and crimp the edges. Cut slits in the top to allow steam to escape, then brush with beaten egg. Bake for 40-45 minutes until the crust is golden brown and flaky. Let the pie cool for 10 minutes before serving. Beef chili, the ultimate comfort in a bowl. Chili is one of those dishes that's perfect for almost any occasion, whether it's a cold winter evening, a family get-together, or a hearty meal to fill you up after a long day. Beef chili, with its deep, savory flavors and satisfying texture, is the ultimate comfort food in a bowl. This dish, with its tender ground beef and blend of spices, warms you from the inside out. The rich broth, combined with beans and a touch of heat from chili powder, makes this a meal that both satisfies and nourishes. Beef chili has a history that dates back to the early days of Texas, where it was created as a hearty, spicy stew to feed large groups. Over the years, it evolved into various regional styles, with different cooks adding their own twist. The beauty of beef chili is that it's adaptable. Whether you like it extra spicy, packed with vegetables, or with a touch of sweetness, there's no wrong way to make it. It's the kind of dish that's made better with time, as the flavors deepen and meld together the longer it simmers. A good chili is all about layering flavors. Sautéed onions, garlic, and beef provide the base, while chili powder, cumin, and paprika bring warmth and complexity. The beans add texture, while tomatoes lend acidity and sweetness to balance the richness. And don't forget the toppings. Shredded cheese, sour cream, and a handful of fresh cilantro can elevate the simple dish to something truly special. You can make the dish with 1 lump ground beef, 1 onion, chopped, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 2 tablespoons chili powder, 1 teaspoon cumin, 1 teaspoon paprika, 1/2 teaspoon cayenne pepper, optional for heat, 1 can, 15 oz, kidney beans, drained and rinsed, 1 can, 15 oz, diced tomatoes, 1 cup beef broth, salt and pepper to taste. Toppings: shredded cheese, sour cream, cilantro. In a large pot or Dutch oven, brown the ground beef over medium-high heat, breaking it up as it cooks. Once the beef is browned, remove excess fat and add the chopped onion and garlic. Sauté for 5 minutes until the onion is softened. Stir in the chili powder, cumin, paprika, and cayenne pepper, allowing the spices to bloom for about 2 minutes. Add the kidney beans, diced tomatoes, and beef broth to the pot. Stir to combine and bring the chili to a simmer. Let it cook uncovered for 45 minutes to 1 hour, stirring occasionally until the chili thickens and the flavors meld together. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Serve the chili hot with your favorite toppings, shredded cheese, sour cream, and a sprinkle of fresh cilantro. For an added twist, you can serve it over rice or with cornbread on the side. It's a dish that's hearty, satisfying, and perfect for sharing with friends and family. Beef fajitas, sizzling Tex-Mex delight. Beef fajitas are one of those Tex-Mex dishes that bring a little excitement to the dinner table. The sizzle of the beef, onions, and bell peppers as they hit the hot skillet is enough to make anyone's mouth water. Wrapped in a warm tortilla and topped with fresh salsa, guacamole, and sour cream, fajitas are a flavorful and satisfying meal that's perfect for any weeknight or weekend gathering. Fajitas originally came from the Texas-Mexico border, where cattle ranchers would cook the less desirable cuts of beef, such as skirt steak, over an open flame. Over time, fajitas evolved into the sizzling, flavorful dish we know today. The key to a great fajita lies in marinating the beef, which helps tenderize the meat while infusing it with a burst of flavor from ingredients like lime juice, garlic, cumin, and chili powder. Once the beef is marinated and cooked, it's served alongside sautéed onions and bell peppers, adding both sweetness and a little crunch to the dish. The best part of fajitas, of course, is the interactive experience, assembling your own taco with all the delicious toppings you want. Whether you like a little heat from salsa or a creamy bite from guacamole, beef fajitas are all about personalizing the flavor to suit your taste. You can make the dish with 1 slice flank steak or skirt steak, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1 lime, juiced, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 1 teaspoon cumin, 1 teaspoon chili powder, salt and pepper to taste, 1 onion, sliced, 1 bell pepper, sliced, 8 flour tortillas, toppings, salsa, guacamole, sour cream, shredded cheese, cilantro. In a bowl, combine the olive oil, lime juice, minced garlic, cumin, chili powder, salt, and pepper. Place the steak in a resealable plastic bag or shallow dish, then pour the marinade over the beef. Let it marinate in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes, or up to 4 hours for more flavor. Once the beef is marinated, heat a large skillet or grill pan over medium-high heat. Remove the steak from the marinade and cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes per side for medium rare, or longer if you prefer it more well done. Once cooked, let the beef rest for a few minutes before slicing it thinly against the grain. While the beef rests, sauté the sliced onion and bell pepper in the same pan until they're soft and slightly caramelized, about 5-7 minutes. Warm the tortillas in a dry skillet or microwave. To assemble the fajitas, place some of the sliced beef on a tortilla, then top with sautéed onions and peppers. Add your favorite toppings like salsa, guacamole, sour cream, shredded cheese, and cilantro. Fold the tortilla over the filling and enjoy the sizzling Tex-Mex delight. Beef and vegetable stir-fry, quick and flavorful. Beef and vegetable stir-fry is the ultimate quick and healthy meal. Perfect for busy nights, it combines tender beef and crisp vegetables in a savory, slightly sweet sauce, all cooked in a flash. The dish is not only colorful, but also packed with flavor, making it a great way to enjoy a satisfying meal without hours of prep. Stir-frying, which originated in ancient China, is a fast cooking technique that preserves the nutrients and flavor of the ingredients. Today, it's a versatile method used worldwide. Beef is an ideal protein for stir-fry due to its rich flavor and tender texture. And when paired with vegetables like bell peppers, carrots, and snap peas, it becomes a well-rounded, one-pan meal. The key to a great stir-fry lies in the marinade. A combination of soy sauce, garlic, ginger, and a touch of sugar creates a savory sweet base that complements both the beef and vegetables. The stir-frying technique, cooking everything quickly over high heat, locks in flavors while keeping the vegetables crisp. In just a few minutes, you'll have a vibrant, flavorful dish, perfect when served over steamed rice or noodles. You can make the dish with 1 pound beef sirloin or flank steak, thinly sliced, 2 tablespoons soy sauce, 1 tablespoon hoisin sauce, 1 tablespoon rice vinegar, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 1 teaspoon fresh ginger, grated, 1 tablespoon vegetable oil, 1 red bell pepper, sliced, 1 carrot, julienne, 1 cup snap peas, 1/2 onion, sliced, 2 tablespoons sesame oil, cooked rice for serving. In a bowl, mix the soy sauce, hoisin sauce, rice vinegar, garlic, and ginger. Add the beef and marinate for 15 minutes. While the beef marinates, heat vegetable oil in a large wok or skillet over medium-high heat. Add the onion, bell pepper, and carrot, cooking for 3 to 4 minutes until tender but still crisp. Add the snap peas and cook for another 2 minutes. Remove the vegetables from the pan and set aside. In the same pan, stir-fry the marinated beef for 2 to 3 minutes until browned and cooked through. Return the vegetables to the pan, add sesame oil, and stir to combine. Heat everything through for another minute. Serve the stir-fry over rice, garnishing with sesame seeds or sliced green onions if desired. Beef goulash, a Hungarian comfort.
Well, hello there, friends. Beautiful dish today, Hungarian goulash. perfectly braised beef.
Beef goulash is a Hungarian classic that offers a comforting, rich stew perfect for chilly days. With tender beef, vegetables, and paprika, it's a dish that celebrates bold, earthy flavors and simple ingredients. Originally created by Hungarian shepherds, goulash was a humble dish made with whatever meat and vegetables were available. Over time, it became a beloved national dish, known for its fragrant, flavorful broth and tender beef. At its core, goulash relies on a few key you can make the dish with: beef, onions, garlic, and paprika. The paprika is the star, lending a smoky, earthy depth to the stew. Traditional Hungarian goulash is made by slow cooking beef until it's tender and falling apart, allowing the spices to meld into a savory sauce. Some variations include potatoes or noodles, but the base of beef and paprika remains constant. This dish is ideal for a slow cooker or stovetop, where the long cooking time ensures the beef becomes melt-in-your-mouth tender. Beef goulash is best served with crusty bread to soak up the rich sauce or over a bed of egg noodles for a heartier meal. Plus, it's one of those dishes that tastes even better the next day, making it perfect for leftovers. You can make the dish with 1 tall beans-here beef stew meat, cubed, 2 tablespoons vegetable oil, 1 onion, chopped, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 2 tablespoons paprika, preferably Hungarian, 1 teaspoon caraway seeds, optional, 2 cups beef broth, 2 carrots, sliced, 2 potatoes, peeled and cubed, salt and pepper to taste, 1/2 cup sour cream for serving, fresh parsley for garnish. In a large pot or Dutch oven, heat vegetable oil over medium-high heat. Brown the beef on all sides, about 5 minutes, then remove and set aside. In the same pot, saute the chopped onion and garlic until soft, about 5 minutes. Stir in the paprika and caraway seeds, letting the spices bloom for 1 to 2 minutes. Return the beef to the pot, then add beef broth, carrots, and potatoes. Bring to a boil, then reduce the heat and simmer for 1.5 to 2 hours, covered until the beef is tender. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Serve hot, topped with sour cream and fresh parsley. Enjoy it with crusty bread or over egg noodles for a complete meal. Beef meatballs, a comforting classic.
Well, hello there, friends. One of my favorite today, spaghetti meatballs.
Meatballs are one of those universal dishes that have taken on countless variations across cultures. Whether served in spaghetti, as part of a sandwich, or simply on their own with a side of dipping sauce, beef meatballs have been a comforting staple for generations. What makes beef meatballs so special is their versatility. You can make them as simple or as complex as you like, adjusting the seasonings and accompaniments to suit your taste. But no matter how you make them, they're always a crowd pleaser. The key to a great beef meatball lies in the balance of ingredients. Ground beef is the base, but it's the addition of breadcrumbs, eggs, and seasonings that gives them their texture and flavor. Garlic, parsley, and Parmesan cheese are common seasonings, but you can also add herbs like basil or oregano for an extra layer of flavor. Once seasoned and formed into small, round balls, the meatballs are either baked or fried and served with your favorite sauce. These beef meatballs are incredibly tender and flavorful, with a satisfying texture that's both juicy and light. Whether you choose to serve them with pasta and marinara sauce, in a sandwich with melted cheese, or simply on their own with a drizzle of sauce, they're guaranteed to be a hit. You can make the dish with 1 claw ground beef, 1/2 cup breadcrumbs, 1/4 cup grated Parmesan cheese, 1 egg, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 2 tablespoons fresh parsley, chopped, 1 teaspoon dried oregano, salt and pepper to taste, 2 tablespoons olive oil for frying, marinara sauce for serving, optional. In a large bowl, combine the ground beef, breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, egg, garlic, parsley, oregano, salt, and pepper. Mix everything together gently with your hands until just combined. Be careful not to overwork the meat, as it can make the meatballs tough. Shape the mixture into small meatballs, about 1 to 1.5 inches in diameter. Heat the olive oil in a large skillet over medium heat. Working in batches, add the meatballs to the skillet and cook, turning them occasionally until browned on all sides and cooked through about 8-10 minutes. Once cooked, remove the meatballs from the skillet and set them aside. If desired, serve them with marinara sauce for a classic meatball sub or with pasta. Alternatively, you can serve them as an appetizer with a side of dipping sauce, like marinara or sweet and sour sauce. These beef meatballs are a versatile, satisfying dish that never fails to please a crowd. Beef and mushroom casserole, a hearty family favorite. Beef and mushroom casserole is a comforting one-pan meal that's perfect for busy nights. This hearty dish combines tender beef, earthy mushrooms, and a rich savory sauce, all baked until golden and bubbling. It's simple to prepare and fills your home with delicious aromas as it cooks, making it a timeless favorite passed down through generations. The beef, often stew meat or ground beef, becomes tender in a savory sauce made from cream of mushroom soup, beef broth, and Worcestershire sauce. The mushrooms add depth, enhancing the richness of the beef. Topped with melted cheddar cheese and optional breadcrumbs, this casserole is an indulgent yet easy-to-make comfort food that pleases a crowd. This dish is rooted in mid-20th century American cooking, when casseroles were a staple for busy families. They offered a simple, filling meal that could be made in one pan, and often used what was on hand. The beauty of this recipe is its versatility. You can swap the mushrooms for other vegetables, add herbs for freshness, or change up the toppings. However you make it, beef and mushroom casserole is a satisfying warm meal that never disappoints. You can make the dish with 1 clabanos beef stew, meat or ground beef, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1 onion, chopped, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 8 Oz mushrooms, sliced, 1 can, 10.5 Oz cream of mushroom soup, 1/2 cup beef broth, 1 tablespoon Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper to taste, 1.5 cups shredded cheddar cheese, 1/2 cup breadcrumbs, optional. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees. In a large skillet, heat the olive oil over medium-high heat. Brown the beef, breaking it up as it cooks. Once browned, remove excess fat and add the chopped onion and garlic. Cook for 5 minutes until the onions are soft and fragrant. Add the sliced mushrooms and saute for another 5 minutes, allowing them to soften and release their moisture. Stir in the cream of mushroom soup, beef broth, Worcestershire sauce, salt, and pepper. Simmer for 5 minutes until well combined and heated through. Transfer the mixture to a greased baking dish. Sprinkle with shredded cheddar cheese and top with breadcrumbs if desired. Bake for 20-25 minutes until the cheese is melted and golden. Serve hot with mashed potatoes or steamed vegetables for a complete meal. Beef tostadas, crispy, flavorful Mexican delight.
Today I'm getting ready to make the best crispy ground beef tostadas.
Beef tostadas are a vibrant, crispy Mexican dish that packs a punch of flavor in every bite. A tostada is essentially a crispy fried corn tortilla topped with layers of flavorful ingredients. While it can be topped with various meats, beef is the traditional choice, offering a rich, savory base that contrasts beautifully with the fresh toppings. This dish is perfect for a quick dinner or a fun, customizable meal for the whole family. Each person can assemble their own tostada, adding as much or as little of each ingredient as they like. The beef for these tostadas is typically seasoned with a mix of cumin, garlic, and chili powder, creating a base that's savory and slightly smoky. The ground beef is cooked with onions, garlic, and spices, creating a filling that's both juicy and flavorful. Once the beef is cooked, it's spread over a crispy tortilla, then topped with fresh ingredients like lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, and a dollop of sour cream. The crunchy tortilla provides the perfect vessel for the bold flavors, making every bite satisfying and delicious. Beef tostadas offer a lot of room for customization, whether you prefer a bit of heat with some jalapenos, a sprinkle of cilantro, or a spoonful of guacamole. The crispy texture of the tostada combined with the savory beef and fresh toppings is a winning combination, making it a dish that's as fun to make as it is to eat. You can make the dish with 1 ounce of ground beef, 1 onion, chopped, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 1 teaspoon cumin, 1 teaspoon chili powder, salt and pepper to taste, 6 corn tortillas, vegetable oil for frying, 1/2 cup refried beans, optional, 1/2 cup shredded lettuce, 1 tomato, diced, 1/2 cup shredded cheddar cheese, sour cream for topping, salsa for serving. Start by cooking the ground beef in a large skillet over medium-high heat. Break it up with a spoon as it cooks, and once it's browned, drain any excess fat. Add the chopped onion and minced garlic to the skillet and saute for 5 minutes until the onions are softened. Stir in the cumin, chili powder, salt, and pepper, then cook for another 2 minutes. Remove the skillet from the heat and set it aside. In a separate pan, heat a little vegetable oil over medium heat. Fry the corn tortillas one at a time until they are crispy and golden brown, about 1 to 2 minutes per side. Once fried, drain the tortillas on paper towels. To assemble the tostadas, spread a thin layer of refried beans, if using, on each crispy tortilla. Top with the seasoned ground beef, followed by shredded lettuce, diced tomatoes, and shredded cheese. Finish with a dollop of sour cream and salsa. Serve immediately and enjoy the crunchy, flavorful goodness of homemade beef tostadas. Beef burritos, a flavorful Mexican classic.
This is one of my family's favorite go-to dinners, and it's make-ahead friendly, and I'm craving some beef burritos, so let's get started.
Beef burritos are a perfect example of how simple ingredients can come together to create a truly satisfying meal. A burrito is essentially a large flour tortilla wrapped around a flavorful filling, and while you can stuff a burrito with almost anything, the combination of seasoned ground beef, beans, and rice is a classic that never goes out of style. Beef burritos are versatile and customizable, making them a great choice for a casual dinner or a fun taco night with the family. The key to a great beef burrito lies in the seasoning of the beef. A mixture of cumin, chili powder, garlic, and onion creates a savory base, while the addition of beans and rice makes the burrito filling and hearty. The beef is browned and then simmered with the spices, creating a flavorful, moist filling that's perfect for wrapping in a soft flour tortilla. Once assembled, the burritos can be eaten as is, or they can be toasted in a skillet for a crispy golden finish. Beef burritos can be topped with a variety of fresh ingredients like lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream, and guacamole. The combination of warm beef, creamy beans, and tender rice, all wrapped in a soft tortilla, is a comforting, satisfying meal that's sure to please a crowd. You can make the dish with 1 palo verde ground beef, 1 onion, chopped, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 1 teaspoon cumin, 1 teaspoon chili powder, 1 cup cooked rice, 1 can, and 15 Aussie refried beans, 6 flour tortillas, 1/2 cup shredded cheddar cheese, 1/2 cup salsa, sour cream for topping, lettuce for garnish. In a large skillet, cook the ground beef over medium-high heat until browned, breaking it up with a spoon as it cooks. Add the chopped onion and minced garlic and cook for another 5 minutes until the onions are soft. Stir in the cumin, chili powder, salt, and pepper, then cook for another 2 minutes to allow the spices to bloom. Once the beef is cooked and seasoned, stir in the cooked rice and refried beans. Heat the mixture through for about 3 minutes, stirring occasionally. Remove from heat. Warm the flour tortillas in the microwave or in a dry skillet. Spoon the beef mixture onto the center of each tortilla, then top with shredded cheese and a little salsa. Fold in the sides of the tortilla and roll it up tightly to form a burrito. For an extra crispy burrito, heat a little oil in a skillet over medium heat and toast each burrito until golden brown on both sides, about 2 to 3 minutes per side. Serve with sour cream and a sprinkle of fresh lettuce. Beef schnitzel, crispy, golden perfection. Beef schnitzel is a beloved dish that brings together crispy, tender meat with a satisfying crunch. This dish, a German classic, is typically made by breading thin cuts of meat and frying them to golden perfection. While pork is often the meat of choice for schnitzel, beef makes an equally delicious version, offering a hearty and flavorful bite. The key to a great schnitzel is in the preparation: the thin, evenly pounded beef, the well-seasoned breadcrumb coating, and the hot oil that gives the schnitzel its crisp, golden finish. Schnitzel has its roots in Austria and Germany, but its popularity has spread far beyond these borders, often appearing on menus in countries all over Europe and beyond. The preparation is simple yet effective. First, the beef is pounded thin to ensure a quick, even cook. Then, it's dipped in a flour egg breadcrumb coating, seasoned to perfection. The schnitzels are then fried until they're crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside, creating a satisfying texture that's impossible to resist. Traditionally, schnitzel is served with a wedge of lemon to brighten up the rich flavor, along with a side of creamy mashed potatoes, sautéed vegetables, or a crisp salad. It's a meal that can be enjoyed casually at home or dressed up for a special dinner. You can make the dish with 4 beef cutlets, such as sirloin or round steak, pounded thin, 1/2 cup all-purpose flour, 2 large eggs, beaten, 1 cup breadcrumbs, preferably panko, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon paprika, salt and pepper to taste, 1/4 cup vegetable oil for frying, lemon wedges for serving. Start by placing each beef cutlet between 2 sheets of plastic wrap or parchment paper. Use a meat mallet or rolling pin to pound the beef until it's about 1/4 inch thick. Season both sides of the beef with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and paprika. Set up a breading station with 3 shallow dishes. In the first dish, place the flour. In the second, beat the eggs. In the third, place the breadcrumbs. Dredge each cutlet in the flour, ensuring it's well coated, then dip it into the egg wash, and finally coat it with breadcrumbs, pressing lightly to adhere. In a large skillet, heat the vegetable oil over medium-high heat. Once the oil is hot, add the schnitzels one at a time, making sure not to overcrowd the pan. Fry for 3 to 4 minutes per side, or until the schnitzels are golden brown and crispy. Transfer to a plate lined with paper towels to drain excess oil. Serve the beef schnitzels with lemon wedges on the side and your choice of sides. Mashed potatoes, a simple salad, or sautéed greens will complement the dish beautifully. Beef enchiladas, a flavorful Mexican classic.
I'm getting ready to make my delicious beef enchiladas.
Beef enchiladas are the epitome of Mexican comfort food, filled with tender, seasoned beef, wrapped in corn tortillas, and smothered in rich red sauce, then topped with melted cheese. This dish stands out for its simplicity and versatility, allowing for customization with different fillings, sauces, and toppings. The key to beef enchiladas lies in the seasoned beef, which is slow cooked with chili powder, cumin, garlic, and other spices, giving each bite a burst of flavor. Traditionally, enchiladas are made with a homemade red sauce, but store-bought versions work just as well for a quicker meal. The beef is cooked with onions, garlic, and spices until tender and full of flavor. The tortillas are lightly fried, filled with the beef mixture, and baked in a casserole dish with plenty of sauce and cheese, creating a melty, satisfying meal. The best part of enchiladas is the endless variety of toppings. Sour cream, salsa, guacamole, or fresh cilantro. Add extra layers of flavor and make the dish as customizable as it is delicious. You can make the dish with 1 flavorful ground beef, 1 onion, chopped, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 1 tablespoon chili powder, 1 teaspoon cumin, 1/2 teaspoon paprika, salt and pepper to taste, 1 can, 10 Oz, red enchilada sauce, 8 corn tortillas, 1½ cups shredded cheddar cheese, 1/2 cup sour cream for serving, salsa for serving, fresh cilantro for garnish. In a large skillet, cook the ground beef over medium-high heat until browned, breaking it up as it cooks. Drain any excess fat, then add the chopped onion and garlic. Saute for 5 minutes until the onion softens. Stir in chili powder, cumin, paprika, salt, and pepper, and cook for 2 more minutes to allow the spices to meld. Set aside. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees F. Lightly fry the tortillas in a hot skillet for 20 seconds per side to soften them. Drain on paper towels. Spread 1/4 cup of enchilada sauce in the bottom of a greased 9 by 13 inch baking dish. Spoon the beef mixture onto each tortilla, roll it up tightly, and place seam side down in the baking dish. Pour the remaining enchilada sauce over the top, then sprinkle with shredded cheddar cheese. Bake for 20-25 minutes until the cheese is melted and bubbly. Serve with sour cream, salsa, and fresh cilantro for a flavorful, satisfying meal. Beef Wellington Bites. Miniature elegance. Beef Wellington Bites are a fun, bite-sized version of the classic beef Wellington. These mini treats offer the same delicious flavors as the full-size version, but are much easier to serve at parties, as appetizers, or for a more casual take on the dish. They feature tender pieces of beef, a rich mushroom duxelles, and prosciutto, all wrapped in buttery puff pastry, making them a delightful finger food that's both elegant and delicious. The beauty of these little bites is in their preparation. Each mini Wellington is made by wrapping small portions of beef tenderloin with prosciutto and mushroom mixture, then encasing it in puff pastry. These little morsels are baked until golden and crispy, with a tender, juicy center. The result is a savory, sophisticated treat that's perfect for any occasion, from a casual gathering to a fancy dinner party. By cutting the recipe down to individual portions, these beef Wellington bites provide a perfect balance of the rich, savory flavors of the classic dish in a more manageable size. Serve them with a dipping sauce like horseradish cream, or a simple balsamic reduction to elevate the flavor even further. You can make the dish with 1/12 beef tenderloin, cut into small cubes, 8 slices prosciutto, 1 cup mushrooms, finely chopped, 1 tablespoon butter, 1/4 cup dry white wine, 1 package puff pastry, thawed, 1 egg, beaten for egg wash, salt and pepper to taste. Start by heating the butter in a skillet over medium heat. Add the finely chopped mushrooms and cook for about 5 minutes until they release their moisture and become dry. Add the white wine and continue cooking for another 2 minutes. Season with salt and pepper, then set aside to cool. Next, cut the beef tenderloin into small cubes, about 1 inch each. Lay out the prosciutto slices and place a small spoonful of the mushroom mixture in the center of each slice. Place a beef cube on top of the mushrooms and roll up the prosciutto around the beef, securing it tightly. Roll out the puff pastry on a floured surface and cut it into squares large enough to wrap around each prosciutto-wrapped beef cube. Place the wrapped beef in the center of each pastry square and fold the corners up, sealing the edges. Brush the tops with the beaten egg. Place the prepared Wellington bites on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and bake at 400 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes, or until the pastry is golden brown and crispy. Serve warm with a dipping sauce and enjoy these bite-sized versions of a classic favorite. Beef shawarma, Middle Eastern flavors in your kitchen. Beef shawarma is a popular Middle Eastern dish that combines tender, spiced beef with aromatic seasonings, all wrapped in a warm flatbread or pita. Traditionally, shawarma is made by stacking marinated beef on a vertical rotisserie, but this recipe brings the same bold, flavorful experience into your kitchen with a pan-seared method. The result is juicy, flavorful beef slices that are perfect for wrapping in a soft pita and topped with fresh vegetables and tangy yogurt sauce. The secret to great beef shawarma lies in the marinade. A blend of garlic, cumin, paprika, turmeric, and cinnamon gives the beef its signature flavor, while a bit of olive oil helps tenderize the meat. After marinating, the beef is quickly seared in a hot skillet or grill pan, creating a delicious caramelized crust on the outside, while keeping the inside juicy and tender. Shawarma is often served with a variety of toppings, such as tomatoes, cucumbers, pickles, and fresh herbs, making it a vibrant, satisfying meal. Whether served as a wrap or in a bowl with rice, beef shawarma offers an easy way to enjoy the flavors of the Middle East without leaving your kitchen. It's a versatile dish that can be customized to suit your tastes, and it's guaranteed to impress anyone at the dinner table. You can make the dish with 1 pounded beef sirloin or flank steak, thinly sliced, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 1 teaspoon ground cumin, 1 teaspoon ground paprika, 1½ teaspoon ground turmeric, 1/2 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, salt and pepper to taste, pita bread or flatbreads for serving. Toppings: diced tomato, tomatoes, cucumber slices, pickles, fresh parsley, yogurt sauce, 1½ cup plain yogurt, 1 tablespoon tahini, 1 teaspoon lemon juice. In a bowl, combine the olive oil, garlic, cumin, paprika, turmeric, cinnamon, lemon juice, salt, and pepper. Add the thinly sliced beef and toss to coat. Cover and marinate for at least 30 minutes or up to 2 hours in the refrigerator. Heat a large skillet or grill pan over medium-high heat. Add the marinated beef and cook for 3-4 minutes, stirring occasionally until the beef is browned and cooked through. While the beef is cooking, mix the yogurt, tahini, and lemon juice in a small bowl to create the yogurt sauce. To assemble, warm the pita bread and place a portion of the cooked beef in the center. Top with diced tomatoes, cucumber slices, pickles, fresh parsley, and a drizzle of yogurt sauce. Fold the pita around the filling and serve immediately. Enjoy the bold, flavorful taste of homemade beef shawarma in the comfort of your own home. Beef bolognese, rich, comforting Italian sauce. Beef bolognese is the heart and soul of Italian comfort food. This slow-cooked meat sauce is rich, hearty, and deeply flavorful, making it the perfect dish for a cozy dinner or special gathering. While the traditional bolognese sauce hails from the Emilia-Romagna region of Italy, it has become beloved worldwide, often paired with pasta for a satisfying meal. The key to an authentic beef bolognese lies in the slow simmering of beef, tomatoes, and aromatic vegetables, which creates a rich and complex flavor profile. The beauty of bolognese is in its simplicity and technique. Ground beef is first browned and then simmered with a mix of onions, carrots, celery, and garlic, vegetables known as the sofrito base of Italian cooking. Adding wine, broth, and tomatoes helps build the deep, savory foundation of the sauce. A slow simmer, often lasting for hours, allows the flavors to meld and develop, creating a luxurious sauce that clings beautifully to pasta. While beef bolognese is traditionally served with tagliatelle or pappardelle, it's versatile enough to be paired with any type of pasta you love. Whether served for Sunday family dinners, a casual weeknight meal, or even for special occasions, this dish never fails to deliver both comfort and elegance. You can make the dish with 1 flavorful ground beef, 1 onion, chopped, 2 carrots, diced, 2 celery stalks, diced, 3 cloves garlic, minced, 1½ cup red wine, 1 can, 14.5 gravies, crushed tomatoes, 1/2 cup beef broth, 1 teaspoon dried oregano, 1 teaspoon dried basil, 1 bay leaf, salt and pepper to taste, fresh Parmesan cheese for serving, 1 sanlapi pasta, tagliatelle, pappardelle, or your choice. In a large pot, heat a splash of olive oil over medium-high heat. Add the ground beef and cook until browned, breaking it up with a spoon as it cooks. Once the beef is browned, transfer it to a plate and set it aside. In the same pot, add the chopped onion, carrots, and celery. Cook for 5 to 7 minutes until the vegetables are softened. Add the minced garlic and cook for another minute until fragrant. Pour in the red wine, scraping up any browned bits from the bottom of the pot, and let it simmer for about 3-4 minutes to reduce slightly. Return the browned beef to the pot and add the crushed tomatoes, beef broth, oregano, basil, and bay leaf. Stir to combine, then bring the mixture to a simmer. Reduce the heat to low and let it simmer gently, uncovered, for 1½ to 2 hours, stirring occasionally. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Meanwhile, cook the pasta according to package instructions. Once the pasta is cooked, drain it and toss it with the bolognese sauce. Serve with a generous sprinkle of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Beef skewers with chimichurri, grilled perfection.
Is the classic recipe version for chimichurri. Everybody that takes cooking meat seriously needs a good chimichurri recipe.
Beef skewers with chimichurri are a perfect dish for grilling season. This simple yet flavorful recipe features tender cubes of beef that are marinated in a blend of spices and grilled to perfection. The standout feature of this dish is the chimichurri sauce, a zesty, herbaceous Argentinian sauce made from parsley, garlic, vinegar, and olive oil. It's vibrant, tangy, and pairs wonderfully with the rich, smoky flavor of grilled beef. Chimichurri has long been a staple of Argentine cuisine, often used to accompany grilled meats, or asado, a tradition that spans centuries. The bold and fresh flavors of the sauce balance the richness of the beef, while the grilled meat adds a depth of flavor that's simply irresistible. The beef skewers are easy to make and perfect for outdoor gatherings, from barbecues to picnics or a cozy dinner at home. You can also customize the dish by adding vegetables like bell peppers, onions, or zucchini to the skewers for extra flavor and color. The marinade for the beef is simple, but it infuses the meat with savory and tangy notes that make each bite delightful. Grilling the beef over high heat ensures that it's perfectly charred on the outside while staying juicy and tender on the inside. You can make the dish with 1 flavorful beef sirloin or flank steak cut into 1-inch cubes, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 1 teaspoon paprika, 1 teaspoon ground cumin, salt and pepper to taste, 1 tablespoon lemon juice. For the chimichurri sauce, 1 cup fresh parsley, finely chopped, 3 cloves garlic, minced, 2 tablespoons red wine vinegar, 1/2 cup olive oil, 1 1 teaspoon dried oregano, 1/4 teaspoon red pepper flakes optional, salt and pepper to taste. In a bowl, combine the olive oil, minced garlic, paprika, cumin, salt, pepper, and lemon juice. Add the beef cubes to the marinade and toss to coat evenly. Let the beef marinate for at least 30 minutes, or up to 2 hours for more flavor. While the beef is marinating, make the chimichurri sauce. In a small bowl, combine the chopped parsley, garlic, red wine vinegar, olive oil, oregano, red pepper flakes, salt, and pepper. Stir well and set aside to let the flavors meld. Preheat your grill or grill pan over medium-high heat. Thread the marinated beef cubes onto skewers, leaving a little space between each piece. Grill the skewers for 3 to 4 minutes per side, or until the beef reaches your desired level of doneness. Serve the grilled beef skewers hot with a generous drizzle of chimichurri sauce. These skewers are perfect for serving with a side of grilled vegetables, rice, or a simple salad. Beef tacos al pastor, a flavorful twist on a classic.
These tacos are without a doubt the most popular and delicious tacos in the world, and there's so much that goes into them.
Tacos al pastor are a beloved Mexican dish known for their flavorful marinated pork, but beef tacos al pastor offer a delicious twist on the classic. In this version, beef is marinated in a mixture of spices, citrus, and achiote paste, giving it a rich, smoky, and tangy flavor. The beef is grilled or pan-seared to perfection, then served in soft corn tortillas and topped with traditional toppings like pineapple, cilantro, onions, and a squeeze of lime. This vibrant and savory dish is an explosion of flavors and textures, making it the perfect choice for taco night. The marinated beef for these tacos is key to capturing the authentic flavors of tacos al pastor. Achiote paste, made from annatto seeds, gives the beef a beautiful red color and an earthy, slightly bitter taste that pairs perfectly with the sweet pineapple. The marinade also includes citrus juice and spices like cumin and oregano, which give the beef its signature depth of flavor. Tacos al pastor originated in central Mexico, influenced by Lebanese immigrants who brought shawarma-style cooking to the region. Traditionally, the meat is cooked on a vertical rotisserie, but this home-friendly version uses a grill or pan for easy preparation. The addition of grilled pineapple adds a sweet caramelized element that contrasts beautifully with the savory beef. You can make the dish with 1 falafel flank steak, thinly sliced, 2 tablespoons achiote paste, 1/4 cup orange juice, 2 tablespoons lime juice, 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar, 2 cloves garlic, minced, 1 teaspoon ground cumin, 1 teaspoon dried oregano, salt and pepper to taste, 1 cup fresh pineapple, diced, 8 small corn tortillas, fresh cilantro, chopped for topping, 1/2 onion, finely chopped for topping, lime wedges for serving. In a bowl, combine the achiote paste, orange juice, lime juice, apple cider vinegar, minced garlic, cumin, oregano, salt, and pepper. Stir well to combine. Add the thinly sliced flank steak to the marinade, making sure the meat is evenly coated. Cover and let the beef marinate for at least 1 hour or up to 4 hours for more intense flavor. Preheat a grill or skillet over medium-high heat. Once hot, cook the marinated beef for about 3-4 minutes per side until browned and cooked through. During the last minute of cooking, add the diced pineapple to the pan or grill to warm and caramelize slightly. Warm the corn tortillas on a dry skillet or grill for 30 seconds per side. To assemble the tacos, spoon the cooked beef and caramelized pineapple onto each tortilla. Top with chopped cilantro and onions and serve with lime wedges on the side. These beef tacos al pastor are bursting with vibrant flavors and are perfect for taco night, serving as a delicious twist on the traditional al pastor taco. And there you have it, 25 delicious, timeless beef dishes that bring a sense of nostalgia and heartwarming comfort to the table. Whether you're reimagining classics like beef Wellington or bringing new life to simple, satisfying favorites like beef and barley soup, these recipes are more than just meals. They're connections to history, culture, and memories shared around the dinner table. It's easy to forget how many incredible beef dishes have slipped through the cracks over the years, but as we've seen, they're worth reviving. These dishes remind us that good food doesn't have to be complicated or fancy. It just has to be made with care, seasoned with tradition, and shared with those we love. So, the next time you're planning your weekly meals or hosting a special gathering, consider reaching for one of these forgotten beef recipes. Get your hands in the ingredients, enjoy the process, and savor the rewards when those familiar flavors fill the room. After all, there's something deeply comforting about cooking the meals that once nourished generations before us, and now it's your turn to pass those flavors along. Thank you for joining me on this journey through 25 forgotten beef dishes. Let's keep the tradition alive, and remember, good food never goes out of style. See you next time with more stories, flavors, and of course, delicious recipes.